Let's get this straight right from the start. Life is ridiculous, absolutely absurd. And it's not just a little ridiculous, it's a full-blown, grotesque circus of illusions, lies, and distractions designed to make you think you're playing while someone else is always winning. Every system you trust, every institution you lean on, every headline you panic at, it's a joke, a bad one. And the punchline, you're the one paying for the tickets. Look around, the world isn't broken. It was never meant to work for you. You were handed a script and a role you didn't audition for, and the stagehands are laughing at your mistakes from behind the curtain. We're drowning in distractions. Social media, reality TV, the news cycle screaming like a fire alarm that's never connected to water. You're obsessed with things that don't matter. Celebrity meltdowns, the latest gadget, and whether someone posted a picture of their lunch. Meanwhile, real problems sit quietly in the corner, smoking a cigarette and muttering, "You people are idiots." And the beautiful part, you love it. You run toward the shiny object every time, thinking it's freedom, while it's actually a leash wrapped tightly around your neck. Welcome to modern life, the illusion of choice, the illusion of knowledge, and the guarantee of confusion. And the politicians? Oh, the politicians. The clowns in suits who tell you everything's under control while quietly selling the country, your privacy, and your sanity to the highest bidder. They wave flags, shout about values, and promise you the moon, but it's all theater. Red or blue, left or right, liberal or conservative. It doesn't matter. The joke is, the only color that matters is green. Green for the people at the top, green for the banks, the corporations, and the lobbyists who fund the circus while you cheer from the cheap seats. You think you're informed, you're entertained. That's the difference. The system loves your outrage. Every protest, every tweet, every hashtag, it's all part of the show. They don't care if you're mad, scared, or panicked. They just need you distracted. That's why life feels ridiculous, because it is ridiculous. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing. And the moment you realize it, you can either cry or laugh. I suggest laughing. It's cheaper than therapy, and at least it's honest. Politics is the greatest performance art in human history, and you're all front row spectators, clapping for your favorite clown. Every election, the same old song, promises, insults, sound bites, staged outrage, and endless commercials that scream, "Vote for me, I'm slightly less evil than the other guy." Meanwhile, nothing changes. Policies are written in invisible ink for people who can't read, and the only real agenda is money, power, and public amusement. Democracy isn't broken. It's functioning exactly as intended, as a distraction device that keeps the masses arguing while the puppeteers count their cash. And don't get me started on the scandals. Every week, a politician is caught doing something immoral or illegal, and the media treats it like breaking news. People gasp, share memes, and feel morally superior until the next story comes along. Meanwhile, the system keeps spinning, stealing, cheating, and lying. Scandal isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's the seasoning added to the already rotten stew to keep you engaged. You're outraged, but you keep showing up because you think voting or posting online matters. Spoiler, it doesn't. The game is rigged, the players are actors, and you're the audience that pays for the popcorn. And the hypocrisy is staggering. Politicians preach morality one day, pocket millions the next, and act shocked when anyone notices. They call it leadership. I call it comedy. They wave flags and spout patriotism while selling out the country, the environment, and your future. And you cheer, you really do. You cheer for the very people systematically screwing you because the illusion of participation makes you feel important. You're not important, you're entertained. So the takeaway, stop taking politics seriously. It's a circus, not a solution. Laugh at the absurdity, because once you start seeing the strings, the game, the theater, you realize your only real power is awareness. And if you can laugh at the clowns while they steal your lunch, you've already won something they can't touch: sanity. The media is like a carnival barker hopped up on caffeine and fear, screaming at you about disasters you'll never experience while selling you products to solve problems you don't have. Every headline is designed to panic, every story engineered to distract, every ad meticulously crafted to make you feel inadequate. You're addicted, not informed. You watch, you scroll, you share, and you panic, all while the people behind the scenes make billions off your anxiety. Congratulations. You've been weaponized by shiny objects and clickbait. And consumer culture? Forget about it. It's a relentless, insatiable machine designed to make you feel you're never enough. You're too fat, too poor, too old, too slow, too ugly, but don't worry. There's a product, a service, a solution to temporarily make you forget how miserable your life already is. You chase it, buy it, post it on Instagram to show the world you're finally happy, and then realize 6 hours later you're still empty and broke. But hey, at least your phone's new and that's what really matters, right? News cycles are especially funny. Every day the media sells outrage like it's oxygen. A celebrity tweets, a politician gaffes, a fire breaks out somewhere, and suddenly your life is meaningless unless you're informed. The irony? You're informed, panicked, and distracted from what actually affects you. Inequality, corruption, environmental collapse, real injustice. But don't worry, you're emotionally spent, fully caffeinated, and completely hooked. That's the point. The more you panic, the more you consume, the more the system thrives. So what's the lesson? Laugh at the absurdity. Realize that the world isn't out of control. It's exactly as designed, manipulated, commodified, and staged to keep you miserable, compliant, and distracted. Understanding it won't make life easier, but it will make it funnier. And if you can laugh at your own gullibility, you're at least reclaiming a tiny corner of freedom in a world made to rob it from you. Ah, religion. Humanity's favorite guilt and comfort racket. People are lining up for salvation like it's Black Friday, waiting for permission to breathe without shame. Preachers and self-appointed moral authorities promise eternal bliss, tell you how to live, what to think, who to hate, and how to worship, all while collecting donations, property, and power. And the kicker? They do it in the name of love, compassion, and morality. If that doesn't make you laugh at the absurdity, you're not paying attention. It's like selling umbrellas in a hurricane, a neat, profitable scam wrapped in incense and guilt. And the contradictions. Leaders preach humility while dining on gold-plated hypocrisy. They speak about forgiveness while demonizing anyone who questions them. They tell you to trust God, but insist you need them to interpret the instructions. Meanwhile, people kneel, sing, pray, tithe, and feel comforted because comfort is easier than critical thinking. They call it faith. I call it convenience. Humanity is addicted to lies, comforting control, and anything that makes them feel morally superior while they sit on their couches scrolling through cat videos. Societal hypocrisy isn't limited to religion, it's everywhere. People scream about fairness, justice, and morality while ignoring obvious scams, corruption, and greed around them. You can't criticize your neighbor's morality without facing social consequences, yet the CEOs robbing your retirement and the politicians writing laws to screw you get applause and campaign donations. We've built an entire culture that rewards self-deception, obedience, and moral posturing, while punishing honesty, skepticism, and awareness. The absurdity is breathtaking. If it weren't tragic, it would be hilarious. The lesson here? Don't fall for comforting lies. Question everything: religion, authority, social norms, even your own assumptions. Humor is your ally. Laugh at the contradictions, the gullibility, the moral gymnastics. The world is rigged, and it's always been rigged. But if you can see through the illusions and still find the absurdity hilarious, you've already won something most people will never understand: clarity, awareness, and a sanity the system can't take from you. The world is insane. The system is rigged. Human stupidity is relentless, and nobody's coming to fix it. Politicians lie, media manipulates, corporations exploit, religions preach while pocketing your guilt, and society celebrates ignorance as virtue. And you're the unsuspecting spectator, clapping for your own exploitation. That's modern life, a grotesque comedy performed for people too busy to notice they're in the audience of a rigged game. It's absurd, it's frustrating, and it's hilarious if you have the sense to laugh instead of cry. Awareness is the first act of rebellion. See the absurdity for what it is. Call out hypocrisy when you spot it. Don't get sucked into the panic, the outrage, or the shiny distractions. Humor is the weapon they can't take from you. The system can control your money, your schedule, your information, even your comfort, but it can't make you laugh at the ridiculousness of it all. Once you can laugh, you can breathe. Once you can breathe, you can think. Once you can think, you can finally stop being a pawn in their little game. Skepticism is survival. Don't blindly accept what they tell you about politics, morality, religion, or consumer culture. Question, probe, analyze. The world is designed to distract you with noise while real power consolidates quietly behind the scenes. If you're paying attention, you'll notice patterns, hypocrisy, and absurdity everywhere. And if you laugh while noticing it, congratulations, and you're awake. You're sane in a world that profits from ignorance. That's rare. That's valuable. And that's exactly why the system hates it when people like you exist. Life is ridiculous. The game is rigged. People are stupid. Leaders are corrupt. The media is manipulative. Religion is often a scam. Consumerism is an addiction. Authority is a bad joke that everyone keeps taking seriously. And the only sane response? Awareness, skepticism, humor, laugh at the madness, call out the absurdity, and refuse to play along without seeing the strings. Because in the end, the only freedom you can guarantee yourself is the freedom to see the truth and to laugh at it while the world burns. Authority is the oldest, loudest, and dumbest joke in the book, and everyone keeps taking it seriously. Governments, police, bureaucracies, institutions, all designed to make you follow rules you didn't write, pay for systems you don't understand, and respect people who exist to control you. It doesn't matter what country you're in, what language you speak, or which leader you voted for. The recipe is the same. Scare people, confuse people, distract people, and then tell them it's for their own good. And we swallow it, whole, every single time. Rules are hilarious if you look closely. Every regulation has exceptions for the powerful and penalties for the powerless. They tell you to obey, to respect authority, to do the right thing, and then they bend the rules to line their own pockets. Authority is sold as protection, justice, morality, even patriotism, but really it's just a racket. And the funniest part? People fight over which authority is better while missing the fact that it's all the same joke, written in invisible ink for the people who never read it. The instruments of control are everywhere: cameras, laws, social norms, fear of shame, fear of jail, fear of irrelevance, and people cheer for it. You hand over freedom for comfort, debate trivialities instead of systemic corruption, and feel proud for following the rules, while your rights, your money, and your sanity slip quietly out the back door. Authority is a scam so well designed, it has entire populations convinced it's legitimate. And we, the people, keep feeding it, because ignorance is safer than awareness, and safety is an illusion anyway. So what's the lesson? Laugh at authority, see through its absurdity, recognize the rules, the rituals, the commands, and the contradictions for what they are: a cosmic joke at your expense. Authority doesn't want you laughing because laughter breaks control. Once you can laugh at power, the illusion of control starts to crumble, and suddenly the rigged system doesn't look so intimidating anymore. That's the kind of freedom the system fears, the freedom to see it for what it is. Humans are ridiculous. Seriously, it's astonishing how consistently stupid we can be. History isn't written about geniuses. It's written about people who follow the herd, repeat nonsense, and convince themselves that conformity is intelligence. Trends, fads, social media mobs, political hysteria, all perfectly designed to make us feel informed and important while the world screws us blind. We panic, we argue, we posture, and we ignore the things that matter most, like inequality, climate collapse, and corruption that actually affect our lives. The herd is hypnotic. Watch people in a crowd. They'll cheer for a candidate, meme, or celebrity they've never met and don't know, simply because everyone else is cheering. People fear being left out more than being lied to. That's why nonsense spreads so fast, because human stupidity loves company. We line up for products, follow influencers, and join ideological mobs as if the act of joining makes life meaningful. Spoiler, it doesn't. It just makes you part of the circus while the ringmasters laugh at your dedication. Every day humans prove the point. We trust sources we shouldn't, recycle lies we shouldn't, and act morally outraged at trivialities while ignoring major injustices. We confuse entertainment for news, consumption for happiness, and ritual for morality. We're predictable, gullible, and easily manipulated. And that predictability is what keeps the system running. People love being told what to think, what to feel, and who to blame. And when does anyone challenge the narrative? Oh, the outrage. The mob erupts. Herd behavior doesn't just exist, it's a full-time sport, and we're all participating without even knowing it. The takeaway? Recognize your own ridiculousness. Laugh at the herd. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at the absurd patterns you follow blindly every day. Understanding human stupidity is empowering because it shows you exactly how the system manipulates you. Awareness is the antidote. Humor is the shield. And once you laugh at the comedy of errors that is human behavior, you can finally step back, think critically, and avoid being a pawn in someone else's game. That's the kind of insight George Carlin would call priceless and infinitely entertaining. Life is ridiculous. The system is rigged. Politicians lie. Corporations exploit. Media manipulates. Religions comfort while they control. Authority exists only to maintain itself. And humans, well, humans are spectacularly stupid. And the most absurd part? We all keep acting like this is normal. We follow rules we didn't write, worship leaders we shouldn't trust, panic over nonsense we can't control, and pay for the privilege of being distracted. It's a circus, and we're the clowns, only we think the show is real. The only sane response is awareness. See the absurdity for what it is, call out the hypocrisy, question the authority, laugh at the herd, and recognize that the seriousness everyone demands from you is part of the act. Life isn't fair, life isn't just, life isn't rational. And if you expect it to be, you're setting yourself up for misery. Humor is your lifeline. Laugh at the chaos. Laugh at the contradictions. Laugh at the fact that the world is a rigged game and you're still showing up for the performance. Skepticism is your shield. Don't accept the story they're telling you. Don't believe the headlines, the slogans, the comforting lies, or the social rituals designed to keep you obedient. Question everything. Politics, religion, consumer culture, authority, and yes, even your own assumptions. That's not cynicism, folks. That's survival. And once you start seeing the patterns, the manipulation, the absurdity, well, that's when the real fun begins. You realize the joke has been on all of us, and now you're finally in on it. So here's your takeaway, George Carlin style. The world is insane, the system is rigged, humans are absurd, and nothing is sacred, except perhaps your ability to laugh at it all. Awareness, skepticism, and humor are the only sane weapons in a world gone mad. Keep your eyes open, call out the nonsense, and never stop laughing, because if you can't laugh at the ridiculousness of life, you're just another pawn in the rigged game. And trust me, the clowns running the show would hate that.